the first of 4 short videos we have for you on case law research this week. In addition to the videos I've recorded for you, there's also some links to videos or self-paced tutorials that'll cover updating using citators on Lexis, Westlaw, and Bloomberg. I wanted to clarify that when I'm talking about citators, I mean those online services that you would use to update cases. The ones you're probably most familiar with are KeyCite on Westlaw or Shepard's on Lexis. Keep in mind that other databases like Bloomberg Law also often will have a simple citator. There are many different ways to find relevant cases that might be on point for a particular legal issue. Oftentimes, researchers start with the method listed at the bottom, which is full-text searching, but there are other methods that are really powerful for finding precedential cases. Some of these methods might be pretty straightforward, like using a secondary source that contains references and citations to important cases. One method that you've probably used in the past but didn't know that had an official name is the one good case method. So say you already have one good case. Maybe you found it using a secondary source, or maybe a colleague has mentioned it to you as a case that could be important for your legal issue. So you pull up that case, you read the case, and as you're reading it, you see the other important cases that are cited within that case, and you can also use a citator to find additional relevant cases. So that one good case method is a really powerful way to find additional case law research. So we're going to talk about that method in connection with citators and topical searching. So topical searching refers mostly to utilizing the WEST topic and key number system that you read about in the nutshell, but Lexis does have a similar tool for online searching. And so there's a demonstration of using this feature in the Lexis video on using Shepard's for research. So let's talk a little bit more about the methods listed on the previous slide. So this is just a reminder of some of the key sources we've talked about for Massachusetts legal research. So when you're using secondary sources in Massachusetts, some of the ones that you might be looking at are the Mass Practice Series or the MCLE, for example. So let's talk about the next method, which is using annotated statutes. So last week, Rick talked about using these annotated statutes, and one of the things he covered was looking at the case notes to find cases that have interpreted a statute. And so this slide is just to remind you about how you went about that last week. So underneath the annotations to the statute, it depends on what system you're on, whether you're on Lexis or Westlaw, but in either system, they have case notes that are annotations to those statutes, and these are some of the most important cases that have interpreted the statutes, the ones that have been picked by the editors on either Lexis or Westlaw. So this is a key search technique for finding cases when you're researching a legal issue that has a statute on point. Okay, so in this first slideshow and video, we talked about the different methods you could go about searching for cases, and we covered 2 of the ones we've already talked about in class, secondary sources and annotated statute. And the next video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the one good case method and finding cases using some of the topical sources that we have access to, the main one being the topic and key number system on Westlaw.